I'm streaming a little bit later tonight because Ronaldo is not streaming tonight. So I decided to start a little bit later than usual. I don't know why it's not showing. Maybe it's taking a little time. It's weird. Can you see me? Try refresh.
Yeah.
Okay, apparently I'm there. Okay, can everybody see me? Because I see Johan had to refresh for it to start. Can everybody see me? 11 Rand is hier. Hy says, praat jy. My vissie het kleintjie gekry die naweek. Oh, cute. Hello, Ruan. Hello, Chantal. How is everybody this evening? So nice to have you all here. And Totem's here. Hello. Hello. Okay, well, I thought I would do tonight's stream on the things or tips to do to help you get a job, if so, because there's so many people out there at this point in time that doesn't have jobs and are desperately seeking for jobs. So I thought, well, tonight we'll do a stream and give some tips and hints and things like that on how to improve your chances of getting a job. Stolen by Mothers here. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Everyone says, good. Thank you. Good. You good. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm wearing a jacket because I'm a bit chilly today. Decided to go to the flea market this morning, froze my tush off. So yeah, it was very, very cold. I didn't dress very warmly because I thought, no, it's gonna warm up. It's not gonna stay cold like this. And look what happened. I froze. I literally froze, like big time. Wat mama het net een geëet.
Yeah, his fish got babies and now the mom ate one.
The mom's not supposed to eat the babies. That's just sad. That's just very, very sad. Very sad. Daryl's joined us as well. Hello. And Lazal's here. Lazal, the stream is just for you. Because I know that you're trying desperately to find a job. Hail awesomeness. Hello, Hail. Hail Toten. Okay, guys, so I've got together like a whole bunch of tips to try and help to get jobs and whatever. So isn't that weird? When I lift up the paper, my picture gets clearer, or is it just on my side?
Yeah, that's the light reflecting.
Huh. How weird is that? My picture gets clearer when the piece of paper's up. Maybe I should stream like this then. Check it, the light goes too bright when the paper's done. Huh. How weird is that? It is so weird. Is that better? That's weird. The light goes brighter the further I move away. Wow. That's a weird light. Come and find me, light. I got you. Lazelle says virtual hug. Thanks, Doc. It's a pleasure. Okay, so the first thing that I have here, it's save time job searching by using advanced search options on job sites. So in other words, use keywords. So if you know, for example, you're a good bookkeeper, then make sure you do keyword searches for things like bookkeeper, accounting. Jan says, Laura, what did you drink at the flea market? A very horrible cup of coffee. Was the worst cup of coffee I've ever had in my life. Why are you asking?
The way you're acting.
Oh, the way I'm always weird. You should know that by now. Now, that doesn't change. But yeah, it was honestly the worst cup of coffee I've ever had. It tasted like warm milk. It's horrible. Water, very, very watered down milk. It was terrible. But anyway. Can you guys hear my music? Because like every time I stream, it just sounds like it's so quiet. So I decided to have some music on, like my usual Sunday streams. How well? Is that better? Can you hear it better? Just so it's not so quiet, because sure, I feel like it's really, really quiet when there's no music. Oh, okay. Yeah, you can, because you're sitting in the room, you paw. Somebody save me. Come and kidnap me. Okay, come and kidnap me. Oh, Ron says that's better. What, the light or the music? Which one is better? Johan's laughing. Come kidnap me. To anybody who's listening, come and kidnap me. Okay, so on that first tip, Ron says the music. Okay, cool. I've got two things playing, quiet time and tranquility. Ooh. Okay, so save time job searching by using advanced search options on job sites. So remember, on the job sites like LinkedIn and Kidnap You, on my way. Cool, awesome. I'll WhatsApp you my address. Your cats and I can sleep in the same box. It's okay. So make sure that you use keywords, guys. Search for things that you are qualified for. It doesn't help you look for things that you have no qualifications for. That's not going to get you anywhere. So make sure you use the keywords: reception, secretary. So say, for example, you have experience in bookkeeping, secretarial, reception, like a few different things. Then search for all of those. Because, I'd rather try and find something in any of those fields than trying to search for your dream job at this point. Because if you're desperately looking for a job, at this point, anything will do. Okay? You may not be earning the hugest amounts of money in the world, but at this point, 6,000 Rand, it's better than earning nothing. Okay. So the next thing is search and apply to jobs you qualified for. It is inefficient to apply to every job you find. Look for jobs that match your qualifications. So yeah, as I was saying in the first one, make sure that you find jobs that match your qualifications. It doesn't help you applying for jobs that you're not qualified for. Because remember, you only have literally a couple of seconds. For the person who's Ruan says he wants to be an astronaut. Yeah, but remember, there's certain things as well that you've studied your whole life to be. And an astronaut is one of those things. So you have to be qualified to do those positions in order to be able to apply for them. It doesn't help you apply for the jobs that you're not qualified to do. Okay. So if I go and apply to be a motor mechanic, okay, yeah, I probably have a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge about it, but technically, would I be able to fix a car? If I really wanted to, but that's not what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So you've got to do things that you have a passion for. Because you know what? When you go for an interview, the person interviewing you will see the passion that you have for a specific position. They're not going to, if you don't look enthusiastic about a job, then they're going to say, well, you know what? This person doesn't really want it. People can see through you. Remember that. I have a very unique talent, if you want to call it that. I can see people's ambience. So I'm a very, very good judge of character. So if I look at you and I look at the way that you talk to me and I look at your body language and I can actually see your ambience, I know what kind of person you are. And if I don't get a good vibe off of you, I'm not going to hire you. When Johan and I used to work together, if anybody came to the front with a CV, he used to go check them out, because he knew what I was like. And Johan says, how did you end up with me? Because you're a good person, that's why. Because you know why? At the end of the day, we all have our flaws. And there's certain flaws I can live with, and there's certain flaws that I can't live with. And there's certain flaws that are okay for a certain position, and there's certain flaws that aren't okay for a position. I mean, you can't have somebody as a cashier if they have a tendency to steal. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've got to... Okay, the president's a different story. We're not going there. Okay. Well, I know he's stealing, but... Well, apparently he's stealing. I'm not going to be accused of anything or accused of anything. It's just light still seems so bright. Yeah, the camera's doing a light thing here. Hey, is that better? Yeah, that seems better. Okay. All right, the next thing on the list is to come up with a target list of companies. Okay, come up with a target list of companies that you would like to work for and do your best to get them to notice you. So there is a few ways that you can get a company to notice you. Okay, so this is how you're going to do it. Okay, so say for example, you've always wanted to work at Nestle, just as an example. Okay, you've always wanted to work at Nestle and you've always wanted to go and do IT in Nestle because your dream was to become an IT person and you've become an IT person, but you want to go and work at Nestle. Okay, just a pure example. Okay, so to get yourself noticed, okay, you have to have a well-crafted cover letter and a flawless resume. Your cover letter is very, very important. And a lot of people don't realize it. They just think, oh, I hate these cover letters, and they just do the cover letter. No, you need to put in an extreme amount of effort into your cover letter. Your cover letter is what the business sees about you first. That is the first thing that they're going to look at, and that is the first thing that they're going to see. So you need to take the time to do that cover letter and to do it properly. Gentle says, no jokes, I worked at Nestle in Pietermaritzburg. Oh, wow, okay. Did you get free chocolate at least? I hope you did. Because that's the only reason I would want to work at Nestle. So you got to make sure that your cover letter is drafted properly. The other thing is present yourself both in person and online in a polished and professional manner. So you need to make sure that your cover letter, your resume, and yourself is presented in that professional manner. So like Joe Melia, for example, okay, his profession is a comedian. So he needs to show people that he's a comedian. So for Joe to go for a job interview all dressed up in a suit, it's not going to match the job description, is it? So you need to dress according to your job description that you're going for the interview for. And even if it's a mechanic, guys, don't rock up in jeans and a t-shirt, please. So make sure however you dress, you are well presented and you are smart. And make sure that your demeanor and the way that you behave reflects that as well. Reflects the profession that you are going for. Lizelle says, send you my CV, please. Yes, I've got your CV. But my darling, you need to go and apply on all the job sites. You need to go and apply on LinkedIn. You need to go apply on Careers24, on JobMail. You need to go and load your CV on all of these and sit and do your profile properly. Guys, I cannot stress this enough. Make sure you sit and do your CVs and your profiles on these job sites 100% complete. Do not leave out any tiny detail. Make sure it is professional. Make sure your grammar, your English, and all of that is up to scratch and 100%. Double check everything. Okay? Double check it. Make sure your photo looks professional and don't leave a photo out. There's so many people who have profiles on LinkedIn and JobMail and all of that, and there is no photo. Remember, people get a good idea of what kind of person you are by what you look like. Yes, it's true. Don't judge a book by its character. But if there is a photo up there of some scraggly looking, okay, let's just do this. If I have a photo like this up on a job site, am I going to get a job? No. But if I have my makeup all done and everything and I look all neat and tidy, I present as an organized and well-presented person. So you need to ensure that your appearance is on your profile. and it is a neat and professional appearance. Okay. Use social media to set up introductions at conferences. So if you see these places having conferences, especially companies that you need to work for, that you want to work for, go and join them at these conferences. Go and send them an email and say, you know what, I'm going to be at this conference. May I have a drink with you at the conference? I don't mean alcohol. Never, ever, ever drink alcohol in front of a potential employer. Never, ever. Okay? And if you're going for a job interview, never, ever reek of alcohol. Don't think if you have it one drink the night before that they're not going to know. I promise you now, there's people like me. I smell one drink from 10,000 miles away, even if you had it the night before. Okay? So do not, the night before an interview, no alcohol. The day of an interview, no alcohol. If you smoke, make sure you take a bottle of perfume or something along with you, and make sure you spray yourself. But not right directly before.
The entire day.
No, you must spray.
Smoke.
Yeah, smoke. Well, you're nervous. You're going to smoke. So yes, that's why. Yes, and garlic, gentle. Definitely garlic. Okay, but one trick is with garlic, you can eat chocolates. Dark chocolate takes that. Ruan says, nope, you're still pretty. Thank you, Ruan. My favorite person. What can I say? I just got a look from Johan. You're in trouble, Ruan. Ruan's always been my favorite person.
Ruan is not in trouble, you.
I'm in trouble.
Yes.
Why?
Because I said so.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, Ruan, thank you for the compliments, because Johan doesn't give me compliments like that. So thank you. I really appreciate it. It's nice to have some compliments for a change. Thank you, Ruan. Okay, so you got to use social media to set up introductions. Make use of what you have. Okay, make use of every form that you have. Okay. Okay, your next thing is so maintain an active presence on LinkedIn. This is your unprofessional resume. Gentle says, ooh, hier kom kak, was die popcorn? No, Gentle, we joke around with each other a lot. It's fun. We pull each other's legs quite a lot. That's how we keep the spark going. It's fun. So yes, maintain an active presence on LinkedIn. This is your unprofessional, your unofficial resume. So make sure you're on LinkedIn and your job sites very often, because remember, it'll show potential employers how often you are there and how often you're applying for jobs. So if somebody goes into your profile and checks out your profile, it'll tell them everything. Okay. So if you this whole week didn't bother going into any of these job sites looking for a job because now you've lost, you've been discouraged and all of that thing, you're actually hurting yourself more than you're helping yourself. Okay. You need to make sure that you are on these job sites all the time, at least once a day. Okay. The other thing is to let your expertise shine. You need to, the first thing that goes bang in an employer's face needs to be your expertise. Not, oh yes, I have a driver's license and I have no criminal record, and no. Okay. Remember, you literally have a few seconds, because if you think, Gentle says, play positive vibey music on way to interview. Exactly. Get yourself relaxed, get yourself de-stressed, get yourself in a positive mood. Okay. So then let your expertise shine. Okay. Make sure, if you think about it, okay, if you're a potential employee and you get 200 CVs, which I'm pretty sure is very little in this country, They probably get a lot more than that. But if you even look at the fact, if you get 200 CVs, how long are you going to spend looking at that CV? Think about it. So if I get 200 CVs, I'm literally going to just click it open. I'm going to click it open, and I'm going to read the first couple of lines. That's all I'm going to read. I'll look at your photo, get an impression of you, and I'm going to read the first couple of lines. That's it. That is all. Yes, as Clarissa says, less than a minute for a quick scan. Because I have 200 CVs to go through, and I've got a lot of other work piling up as well. So I'm not going to go and sit and read through a 5-page CV, guys. Really, I'm not. Okay? So generally what they would do is they would take those 200 CVs, they will compress it down to about 15 or so. From that 15, they'll then break it down further into like 5. And they will interview the 5 what they think is the best candidates for the job. If you get into that 1 in 5, okay. Ron says, wow, all this job seeking talk got me nervous, and I already have a job. I know. And you know what? It's weird. Once you have a job, it's easier to find another one for some very strange reason. But if you're sitting at home without a job, it is much harder. I don't know why, but it is so much harder to find a job when you're not working. It's terrible. Okay. So the next thing is stop applying to jobs while you are waiting to hear. Don't stop applying to jobs while you're waiting to hear back from an employer. So even if you've gone for an interview and you're waiting to hear back from those people, don't stop looking. Because otherwise what's going to happen is, because it can take up to 2 weeks for a company to get back to you, if at all. So what are you going to sit for 2 weeks just waiting? That is 2 weeks that you have wasted. Absolutely wasted. You know, you will get a lot of rejections before you land a job. But you got to, instead of getting discouraged about it, learn from your mistakes and keep applying. Don't let the fact that you've sent out 200 CVs a day and you still haven't heard anything, don't let it discourage you. Don't let it put you down. The reason being is, look at our unemployment rates in this country. We have a huge unemployment rate. That's why I say these employers, possible employers, get thousands of CVs a day. Thousands. Okay? So the chance of you getting that job is 1 in 1,000. So don't get discouraged. It's not that your CV doesn't look good. It's not that you did anything wrong. Okay, you just might not be the right person suited for that job. And you never know. Maybe there's something better out there planned for you. Remember, God already has your journey set. Your journey is already set. So that job is not meant to be. So don't let these small things discourage you. Okay, you need to keep going. You need to keep pushing forward. You need to stay positive, and you need to stay encouraged. Like I say, yes, it's okay to have your days where you're not okay, and you're feeling down, and you're feeling peeved off, and you're feeling angry, and you're feeling frustrated. It's okay to have those days. But don't let it stop you from pushing yourself forward, from getting yourself where you need to go. Okay? Okay, your next thing is create a specific cover letter. You only have a few seconds to impress. Have what you can do for the company in the first paragraph. So remember I said that you're literally going to read the first few words that you see on a person's CV. So in other words, you're going to, for every job that you apply, it is actually better to not reuse the same worded resume for every single job that you apply for. It is better say, okay, well, this time I'm applying for this type of job. So you know what? Yes, I have I have experiences in that job, but that was about 3 jobs ago. So you know what? I'm going to compress the last 2 jobs that I've done and make that into a smaller information. And I'm going to make that specific experience stand out. So you make the job that you have, the work experience that you have for the job that you are applying, that is the position that you make stand out to a potential employer. You change the wording of your CV. You change the wording of your cover letter for every single job that you apply. If you are sending the same cover letter and the same resume, and this is the biggest mistake that people make, if you are sending the same things to everybody, that is your mistake. Okay, it sounds like a lot of hard work, but you know, at the end of the day, you're going to get a job much faster, and which means less cover letters and less resumes getting sent out. Clarissa says you need to sell yourself in 30 seconds or less. It is an elevator pitch. Exactly. Ruan says maybe attach a crayon drawing. That will help. If you're applying as an artist, yes, maybe. Okay, so target your resume to the job. So like I was saying, so if, for example, being a receptionist is what you're applying for, make sure that the reception positions and reception training that you have done is what stands out in your CV. Because let me tell you, they don't care if you worked somewhere as a tea lady, for example. They want to know, have you worked before as a receptionist? So that is the experience that you need to make sure stands out on your CV. Okay, your resume should be edited and tweaked so that it's as close a match as possible to the job you are applying for. Okay, so that's again what I was saying. As Johan says, looking for a job is hard work. It is very hard work. But you know what? You've got to put in the time and you've got to put in the effort. Because if you're not putting in that time and you're not putting in that effort, then you're not going to get anywhere. You know, and only you know if you are. So Lizelle, yes, I can have a look at your CV, but remember that CV will change per position you are applying for. It is not going to stay the same. You need to create a basic cover letter that you can just change slightly per position that you are applying for. Your CV itself needs to change slightly for every job that you're applying for. It is never going to stay the same. Unless, for example, you're applying for 2 receptionist positions and you can send the same cover letter and the same resume. So that is the only time that you will use the same cover letter and the same resume. And I cannot stress this enough. Please make sure that you put time and effort into your cover letter. That is your first impression to your potential employer. Okay? The next thing is you don't need to include all your experience on your resume. Okay? They usually say the last 3 years or the last 3 jobs. Do not send a 5-page CV, guys. You are wasting your time. It must be a maximum of 3 pages. 2 to 3 pages. 3 pages at the maximum. But try and squeeze it onto 2 pages.
2 pages plus a cover letter.
Yeah, 2 pages plus a cover letter. That is all that you need. You do not need more than that. If you send them a 5-page CV, you know, if I have 1,000 CVs to look through and I get a 5-page CV, I'm going to go, oh, no, I don't have time for this. And I'm not even going to look at it. I'm going to put it one side, and that's where it's going to stay until it goes into file 13, which is the dustbin. Okay. So do not send a 5-page CV. Okay. Have a simple CV where you literally have your main, so you'll have like your little cover, you'll have your cover letter, then the start of your resume, where you'll have a small profile photo of yourself. You'll have your, like, do a sideline thing. And down the side, you'll have your main details, which is your name, your ID number, criminal record, driver's license, dependents, and marital status, and address and cell phone number, and an email address. So that is the information that you'll put down the side. In the body of your CV itself, you are already going to start your experience, your certificates, all that sort of thing. So that the stuff that you are applying, that you're showing them that you are qualified for, is in their face. The unimportant information, which they'll only need later, is small on the side. Put the main stuff that you want to show them in the body, the main body of your resume. Okay? Right, your next thing is include more than full-time employment. So do not only have your full-time employment there. Okay? If you haven't been working for a while, there are other things besides employment history you can use to spruce up your resume. Say, for example, while you've been off now, while you haven't been working, you've been studying, or you've been doing other things, doing projects. Put it on your resume so that they can see you weren't just sitting, lying, watching TV for the 2 months while you were unemployed. Okay? Don't make it look like you were sitting doing nothing for 2 months. All right? Because then it's going to look like you are unmotivated. Okay? And let me tell you, nobody wants to hire somebody who's unmotivated. Okay? The next thing is dress like a manager or successful person in your profession. That is extremely important. Extremely, extremely important. You need to look like a professional. You need to. Now, why is Ronaldo streaming? I even looked and there was no stream scheduled. And it said in his honorable members group that he's not streaming tonight. So he changed his mind. Okay. Well, sorry, everybody. Yes, Ronaldo, I didn't think, as far as I knew, Ronaldo wasn't streaming tonight. Okay, but we'll carry on for a few more minutes. We're almost done anyway. Okay. So, guys, make sure that you dress presentable. And one thing that I can please ask the ladies, okay, because I've seen it so many times. If you do your makeup in the house in the morning, before you leave, either in your car before you leave your house or in your car when you get there before you go in for the interview, check your makeup. Because remember, what you see in the mirror under UV light and what you see outside under sunlight is two totally different things. Make sure that you have no line between your foundation and your skin. Make sure it's blended in so you don't have this like brown face and then suddenly this white neck, okay? What do they call it? The line between fantasy and reality. Okay. So make sure you have no lines. Make sure your makeup is correct. Make sure you haven't smudged it on your way there. So make sure you take your main makeup with you in a separate little bag. Okay, that you can check your lipstick, check your eyeliner, check everything before you go inside for your interview. Because why? You want to look like you are all together and organized. Okay, and you know what you're doing. If your makeup doesn't look right, are they going to think you know what you're doing? Okay. Johan says dress powerful. Yes. Ruan says I didn't think he would either. Yeah, I don't know, because they said on the honorable members group that he wasn't streaming. So Lizelle said I'm staying here. Cool. Johan said men, black suit with red tie and white shirt. And please, guys, if you are going to be wearing a white shirt, make sure it's white. Do not wear an off-white shirt if you do not have a proper bright white shirt. Then wear a different color. But please do not wear black. Okay? You've got to wear something that's got some color or brightness to it. So either a blue, like a light kind of blue. The light blue looks very professional as well. But then you can't wear a red tie. So you need to make sure that everything matches in proportion. But to wear a slightly yellowed or grayed white shirt, is not going to work, guys. Okay? Make sure if you're going to wear a white shirt, make sure it is pristine, bright white. If you can, go and buy a white shirt. Like proper shirt, not a t-shirt. Go and buy a proper shirt specifically for interviews. Okay? Shanae says you're giving incredible advice, needed and appreciated. It's a pleasure, Shanae, but that's why I decided to do this stream, because I know so many people currently looking for jobs. And you guys know me. If I can help in any way, I will. Okay, so I think I'm going to do the next stream as well about looking for jobs and all that sort of thing. I'll find something to stream about, but it'll also be with regards to trying to find work and about your resume or your impression, or I'll find something. Johan Clausen says, ladies, sorry, I can't remember everything, but Google it. There's really a way to dress for an interview. Yes, there is. If you Google, what must I wear to an interview? If there is actually a job site on Facebook, and it does have everything there for you as well. Okay. Chantal says, shirt that brings your eyes out. Exactly. So if over the years, okay, if you wear certain thing, you will notice that there's a certain color that you wear where everybody's like, wow, I like your shirt, or wow, your eyes look bright today, or, I know for a fact that when I wear eyeliner, my eyes stand out more. It's weird, but for some unknown reason, when I've got eyeliner on, everybody's like, oh, your eyes are so blue. So, but when I don't wear eyeliner, people don't notice how blue my eyes are. So, wear and dress, wear colors in that where people notice you, where you catch an eye, Okay, next thing is dress like, okay, we did that one. Be yourself at the interview. I cannot stress how important this is. Okay, because you know what, if you're putting on fake personas, your potential employer is going to see it. Okay, if you're nervous, say to them, listen, I'm sorry guys, I'm like really, really nervous. Tell them you're nervous, okay? Because you know what, nerves is not a bad thing. Nerves just shows that you are so keen and you really want this job, that you are so nervous for the interview. So tell people, look, I'm nervous. Okay? So if you feel like you're shaking too much or you're sweating a little bit, or you know what? Tell them, sorry guys, I'm really, really nervous. And you'll see 9 times out of 10, they'll tell you, there's nothing to be nervous about. We're just having a little chat. Okay? Oh, and one other thing, which is actually not on my list, but I want to bring up anyway. And a potential employer will 9 times out of 10 ask you, what is your goal for the next 5 years? They will always ask you, what is your goal for the next 5 years? Where do you want to be, or where do you want to find yourself in the next 5 years? Okay, make sure you have the correct answer. And you know what, even if it doesn't include that company, that's okay. Because at the end of the day, it shows that you have ambition. So always make sure that you have an answer for that question. What was the other thing we always used to ask, if you were a monkey, or what was it?
Tell me about yourself.
Oh, yes. And the other question that they will always ask you is, tell me about yourself. Okay, so make sure you have the correct answers for those questions.
What animal would you be and why?
And the other one, which is
I love that.
a lot of bosses like to ask this question because it's tricky. What animal would you be and why? Okay, so go and research what specific animals mean. I have been to 5 interviews where they've asked me that question. And let me tell you, when you get that question on the spot, it is the hardest question you can ever answer right on the spot. Okay, so those are your main questions that they're going to ask you. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Explain yourself, or tell us who you are. And the other one is, if you were an animal, what would you be
And why?
and why? Okay, so it's not only saying, oh, I'm going to be a tiger. I would be a tiger, because you need to have a proper answer for that answer. So you need to tell him why you want to be a tiger. Okay, I can't remember what mine was. I think mine was an eagle.
Yeah.
Mine was an eagle because I have drive and motivation, and I see things. I take what I want. Like I see things, something that I want, and I go and I take it. There was a whole
Goodness sake, just don't answer a snake.
Yeah, whatever you do, do not answer a snake.
I had that interview once.
Yeah, whatever you do, do not answer a snake. Why? Because snakes are sly and sneaky, the same as a fox. So you got to be very, very careful what you answer. Okay. Yes, and as Johan says, don't tell him that you want to be his boss. Never, ever tell a potential employee that you want to be him or you want to be his boss. Okay. Never, ever, ever. Never. Okay. Okay, so next one is storytelling during an interview is an excellent way to share your experience and skills. Do not be scared to tell your story. Do not be shy to tell your story. If they're saying about a specific scenario and how you would deal with it, the best way for you to explain how you're going to deal with that situation is to tell a story of how you've dealt with it before. And make sure you give specific, detailed answers. Okay? Make sure you give details so that they know that what you're telling them is not BS, okay? Your next one is never say anything bad about a previous employer. That is extremely, extremely important, okay? If you had to take your previous employer to CCMA, it doesn't matter what your previous employer did, you never, ever, ever tell a potential employer, ever. Even if you thought your previous employer was the biggest lowlife you've ever seen in your life, you do not say that. Because what is that telling them? That is telling them that if you don't like a specific thing or anything about them, that you will either spread it around the company or you will spread it on social media. Okay, so be very, very careful about the things that you say. Another thing is potential employers, once they get down to that last 5, guess what they're going to be doing? They're going to be checking out your Facebook. They're going to be checking out your Twitter. They're going to be checking out your Instagram. So be very, very careful about when you're applying for jobs, rather stay off social media. Okay? Unless it's to look for conferences that those specific companies are doing or to network with people with regards to positions. Okay? And never ever say, oh yeah, I went for an interview at Nestle or wherever, and yeah, the manager there was a complete ass. Because guess what? They're reading that. They are in your Facebook and they are reading that. Okay? Don't ever, ever post about potential employers on your social media.
Don't say anything negative.
Yeah, don't say anything negative. Don't say anything derogatory, racist, anything that can be taken as pornography. Be very, very careful about what you put on your Facebook and your other social media. Okay. Hey, Lynn. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so you've got to be careful for that, okay? Right, next thing. Always send a thank you note after a job interview. So whether you've been dealing with a person by email before the job interview, then post them an email afterwards. This will show your appreciation as well as it reiterating your interest in the position. So always, always, always send a note or an email or something afterwards saying, you know what, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Was lovely meeting you, and I really, really appreciated you taking the time out to show some interest in me and give me an interview. So make sure that you thank the potential employer after your interview. Okay? It'll also show what kind of person you are. All right. And showing that you're a person that appreciates somebody's time is always a good thing. The next thing is take time to network. Most jobs are found through networking. So most of the jobs that you find, or most of the jobs that you're looking at, you'll find it through somebody else. But now, remember something. If somebody recommends you for a job, please don't let them down. I've seen it happen a couple of times, and I've had it happen to me where I've recommended a friend for a position and they have let me down. They have let my boss down, and they have let me down and made me look like complete crap. Okay? So if somebody recommends you for a job, please don't let them down. Okay? Because remember, you are putting the person who recommended you's job in jeopardy. You've got their bread and butter in your hands if a friend does that for you. So be very, very careful about that, okay? You don't want to go and hurt people after they've helped you. All right. References can make a big difference. Okay, so if you know that your previous employer is not going to give you a good reference, get a personal reference. Whether it was another colleague that you worked with, whether it is somebody that you know very well, and you can put there, don't lie. Never lie on a resume, okay? Do not put there that your best friend is your boss. Because let me tell you, with Google and the internet and everything like that we have these days, they will find out that you are lying. They will see on your Facebook that that person is your friend. And they will see that that person does not work there. Okay? So never ever lie on your CV. If it is a personal character reference, note there that it is a personal character reference. Okay? Johan puts, make sure you know what the company is all about when you go for an interview. Who is this owner or CEO? How many branches they have and where they are and what their products or service is about. Exactly. Do your research about a company and not just a quick 5-minute thing before you go in for the interview, guys. For the previous 2 nights before that interview, if you have enough time, do research on that company. Make sure you know all the ins and outs of that company, because that'll show that you are willing and you are ready and you are organized. Okay? So when you're having a conversation with the interviewer, you can say, oh, okay, yes, that person is the manager for that branch. And they'll go, oh, okay, this person's done their homework. So it'll impress them. Okay, make sure you do your research about a company before you go for an interview. Use Google, use whatever you have to get as much information about a company as possible. Okay? So thank you, Anne. Yes, that's a very good point. Lynn says, Laura, I have worked for many companies. I believe that doing some research on the company before an interview, I do not recommend jobs to friends. Will share job availability. Exactly. Yeah, because I've had a couple of people let me down doing that. ZS3PV says, another test is if you have to work a month notice and the new employer pushes you to start within a week, it shows your loyalty and how you could treat them in the future. Work your notice period. Exactly. That is very, very important. If you turn around to your future employer and say, no, I can start immediately. I'm not worried about throwing those other people under the bridge. That does not look like good character at all. Be honest with them. Never lie. Be honest with them and say, you know what? I've been with this company for a year or whatever it is, and I would like to give a month's notice, please. Be honest with them. Okay? And if they say to you, yes, but we're looking for somebody immediate, you say to them, you know what? As much as I would like to start immediately, I have obligations. I cannot burn bridges behind me. Be honest with them. Don't, because you know what? That might be a test. They might be testing you by saying to you, oh, but we want somebody to start now. It might be a test. So be very, very careful about what you say. Okay? It's acceptable to apply for the same job more than once. So if you apply for a job and you don't get it at that specific time, If you see that job advertised again, apply for it again. Because you know what? If you were amongst that 5 that got in for the interview, if they see you applying for that job again, guess what? You're going to be in that 5 again. Okay? So apply for that job again. If you haven't gotten another job yet, apply for the same job again if you see it come up again. Okay? Very, 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 very important. Polish your shoes. And people will think, oh, they're not going to look at my shoes. Let me tell you, they will look at your shoes. So make sure if you're wearing open sandals, ladies, that your toenails are painted, your toenails are clean, your feet are clean, you do not have dry skin or cracked heels showing. Okay? Make sure you look clean and tidy and presentable. Make sure your shoes don't have marks on them or your shoes aren't falling apart and your shoes are shiny. Okay? Very, very, very important. Okay? The next thing is pay attention to details. So I know especially when you're nervous, and 9 times out of 10, I don't know about everyone else, but when the night before an interview, I don't sleep because of nerves and excitement and everything else. So 9 times out of 10, I'm quite tired when I rock up for an interview. So even though you're tired and you might be a little bit bored or whatever, or your interviewer is someone who blabs on forever, make sure you're listening to every detail that they're telling you. Because let me tell you, they will ask you a question about what they're telling you about. And if you don't have the answer, you're not going to get the job. Okay? So make sure that you pay attention to every single detail. And that means hello, Erica. Thank you for joining us. So that means paying attention to your cover letter. Pay attention to every detail in your resume. Pay attention to every detail in your interview. Pay attention to every detail of what you are wearing, of what you look like, what your makeup looks like, what your hair looks like. Okay? Don't go to the interview with dirty hair. Okay? Make sure that you look presentable. Make sure that you look professional. Make sure that your cover letter and your resume looks presentable and professional. Okay? The next thing is proofread before hitting send. And this is the last point that I have in my sheets. Yes, Johanna, very important, know what is on your CV. And that's why I say never lie. Because if you lie on your CV, you are not going to remember what is on your CV. And if they ask you a question about it and you give a different answer to what's on your CV, you are not going to look like you have very good character. Okay? But yes, proofread before hitting send. And if you're like me, I have a very bad habit of clicking send and then going, I didn't put the attachment. Okay, I think that is something that so many people do. So what I actually do now is I attach the file first. I attach the file and then I type out my cover letter of the body of the email. Toten says, wash your hair with Tresemme whilst you take your resume to the future employer. I like that, Toten. That's awesome. Okay. So, and proofread what you have written. Remember, there's a thing, especially if you're using your phone, there's a thing such as predictive text. And we know how predictive text changes WhatsApps and SMSs. So if you are typing out an email on your phone, guess what predictive text is going to do? Okay? Your potential employer should not need to try and predict what you're trying to say. No slang words, no shortened words. You use proper, full words and sentences. Okay? Proofread it before you send. Check your attachment, Because even though I know I attach it first, I still double check that the attachment is on there. Okay? Always proofread what you are saying on your email before you send. Always proofread what is on your cover letter before you send. Always proofread your CV, because remember, you're tweaking it now for every job that you apply for, as well as your cover letter. So proofread everything before you send it. Sometimes you'll be missing an S, or you'll be missing an N, or an A, or an F. Just proofread it and check it and make sure that the grammar and the spelling is 100% correct. Okay? And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. So I will do another stream next Sunday about tips and hints for finding a job and doing your best to get a job. Okay, but everything that we mentioned tonight are very, very important stuff. Okay, so I really, really hope that this helps you. And guys, please do me a favor. If you get a job and you use these tips, please let us know in the comments below. Okay, let us know about it. Let us congratulate you. Let us cheer with you. Okay, but remember, the other thing is to stay positive. Do not let the rejections get you down. Do not let the rejections discourage you. Okay, because they're not rejecting you. Okay, always remember that. They are, sorry, my dog's licking her paw. Don't lick your paw, baby. You're going to make it sore. Okay. So don't look at it that they're rejecting you. Okay. Lynn says, Laura, I believe a job is meant to be, if a job is meant to be, it will. Some employers use excuses to get rid of you after 3 weeks. Now I'm doing the online reservations and doing so well, I never thought I could do it. Exactly. Sheila, stop licking your paw. You're going to make it raw. You're going to make it raw and then it's going to be sore. Okay, don't lick your paw. Sorry, guys. She has this thing with licking her paws and then she's going to make it raw. Exactly. And this is what I mean by God knows your path and God will lead you to that path. So whether it be that God believes that the next 20 jobs you apply for aren't for you, you will be rejected for those 20 jobs. If God believes that the third job that you apply for is for you, you're going to get that job. Okay? So it's not a matter of who you are. What kind of people. It's a matter of what is meant to be. What is meant to happen. So don't look at the rejections as in they're rejecting you personally on a personal level. Because number one, they seriously, they're going to move a lot of CVs as well. Number two, it might not be the job for you. Okay. And number three, there might be something better out there for you. Okay. So Lizelle says, Laurynne, Johan, thank you. It's a pleasure. It's an absolute pleasure. So yes, guys, please let us know if you do get a job. If something happens in your life and you're excited about it, let us know about it. If you're not on our Telegram group already, there is a link in the description below. That'll take you into our Telegram group. You can come and join us if you want to. As well as in the description below is the link for SnapScan. So if you would like to sponsor my channel, you're more than welcome to do so. Thank you so much, everybody, and I hope all of you, Shanae says, any quick thoughts on tattoos, cover up and hide when going for an interview? Look, the way that I see tattoos, it depends on the type of position, first of all. Yes. 9 times out of 10, an employer will ask you if you have any tattoos, depending on what kind of job that you are. But as far as I'm concerned, your tattoos are part of your personality. Okay. Yes, I would cover it up for an interview. So if it's on your arms or whatever, make sure the tattoo is covered. If you have tattoos down your legs, ladies, make sure you wear either trousers or a long skirt. Don't go to an interview wearing a short skirt. And don't ever, ever, ever go to an interview with an extremely short skirt. Never. 3 fingers above the knee, ladies. That is the shortest your skirt should be for an interview. Shanae says forearm. If it's on your forearm, then you need to wear long sleeves. Okay? So if it's on your forearm, then unfortunately you're going to have to wear long sleeves. Okay? If they ask you, you can mention it. Lynn says, I'm sailing now. I'm now training someone else to do the same jobs that I'm not working 24/7. So hang in there and don't give up. Exactly. Never, ever give up. Okay, but ladies, please, I cannot stress this enough. You know what a tart you look like going for an interview in a mini skirt. Okay, please. Don't. You will not get the job if you go to an interview in a mini skirt. Unless your boss is a perv and is expecting more from you than your job. Yeah. So if you don't want to be sexually abused at work and you don't want your boss to think he's got a sexual little plaything, then please don't go to an interview in a short mini skirt. Okay? Have some respect and some pride in yourself and show your potential employer that you have respect and pride in yourself. Okay? Lynn says, I've lost so much weight, all my skirts are too long. Nothing wrong with that. Shanae says, thank you, appreciate it. Erica says, full body tattoo, freckles. Don't worry about freckles. Freckles are the new in thing, girl. Freckles are the new in thing. The whole thing today is about being natural. Whereas before it was about covering up, now it's about being natural. So if you have some freckles showing, you are showing your beauty. Okay, let your freckles shine through. That's why they have now changed from things called foundations to illuminators. And what the illuminator does is it actually highlights features like freckles on your face.
It's not a makeup session.
I'm just saying. So don't worry about freckles. Really don't. They're part of your personality. It's part of who you are. Okay? Rion says, good point. I won't wear a mini skirt. Good, Rion. Don't wear a mini skirt. ZS3PV says, unless you're applying a teasers. Well, that's why I say dress according to the job you are applying for. If you're applying for a job at teasers or Hooters, then dress accordingly. Okay? Right. Guys, we've gone over an hour. And yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody, Erica says serious highlighters. No, not highlighters, illuminators. An illuminator actually highlights the features on your face. It's actually quite amazing. You must try it. But yes, freckles are the in thing nowadays. It's actually fashion these days to have freckles, to the point where women are actually going and getting freckles tattooed on their faces. Okay, so don't cover up your freckles. Your freckles are beautiful. Okay, I've got freckles. I don't know if you can see them, but I've got freckles. Don't cover your freckles up. They're beautiful. They're part of who you are. Don't cover them up. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me again. And I will see you guys on Wednesday for the how-to video. I have an idea. What do you guys think of how-to video on Wednesday? It's supposed to be skincare. How to dress for an interview. Yes or no? Toten says freckles are awesome. You can join the dots. Lynn says some advice on makeup would be good for all. I am allergic to everything. Try Isabella Garcia, Lynn. Isabella Garcia is it's fantastic. Erica says, okay, illuminators may highlight my wrinkles. No, they won't. It doesn't highlight your wrinkles, it highlights the freckles. Okay, so, Lynn's saying yes. Okay, so do you guys want me to do my how-to video on Wednesday on how to dress for an interview? Yes? Toten says, okay, Shanae says yes, Lynn says yes. Toten says, thanks, awesomeness. You my awesome Toten. ZS3PV says, good idea. Yes, let's do the dress code. Cool. Okay, so Lizelle says yes as well. Okay, so Wednesday I'm going to do how to dress for an interview. Awesome. Ruan says Johanna's the model. Good luck getting him on camera. Okay. He won't even allow me to take a photo, let alone getting him on the stream. Anyway, he's not allowed to be on the stream because he's a CPO. But yeah, anyway. Okay, Lynn says good idea. Oh, hello, Mr. Punisher. I didn't know you were here. He says yes, please. Lynn again says yes, Johan must be the model. No, I was thinking more like I'll be the model, but okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much, and I will see you on Wednesday. I hope you have a fantastic week, and don't forget to wake up tomorrow morning and look in the mirror and tell yourself you are awesome. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. See you on Wednesday.